Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L. Now let's talk some Shokugeki no Soma chapter 249, Your Face in Profile. So, this was a really awe-worthy chapter, and I don't mean like all AWWW, I mean like AWWW. Like, it's very cute, man. Like, flat out, Ishiki's he's so slick. He's so slick. And, I don't want that to take away from just how, how earnest everything was. This chapter is continuing the Ishiki versus Tsukasa thing. We have the judging happening, but really the more interesting part is, well, at least for me, the most interesting part is Ishiki justifying why Nene was so special to him, pretty much. And it's just, it's interesting to some degree, right? I think the most interesting part is just how simple of a thing Nene did for Ishiki to be enamored with her. Just her enjoying what she did. It's always the little things, and in life that does happen. Little things get people. It's just interesting to see how Ishiki, I guess, just was so earnest about it. Again, it's just his delivery on it, and just I guess with the gentleness that he delivered it, it does make an impact. And I'm struggling for words here. I think that's sleep deprivation, but heck, what do I know? Anyway, one thing I did find funny though as we're going through this is that it's funny that they have been in school for a full year and Ishiki has never told her this. But given what we know about Nene and given Ishiki's demeanor, and actually that's a pretty good point. Like, Nene is closed off. She has reason to be closed off. There was never really any reason for her to talk to Ishiki, at least any reason that we can glean. And now that they're having such a critical moment, this is of course when she would have to be doing it. And also, it's very funny that she's having this discussion with Ishiki while he's in the middle of his thing. Let's just all like note how just funny that is, that she's right there next to him while he just finished cooking. Anyway, not the point. From Nene's side, it makes sense. From Ichiki's side, though, it does say how secure and confident he is in things. And we even get a little bit of a glimpse of that when we see him talking and him apologizing for the stress that he was putting her under, that he was aware of it. And just how matter-of-factly he just came through and just talked about it just makes it seem that Ishiki is just, he was so confident in everything that was going on that he never was I guess he didn't, how would I say this? He didn't butt in. He didn't really go out of his way to intrude on Nene's beliefs until she brought it up to him. I think there's a very silent confidence that's going into that demeanor, and it just, from Ishiki's perspective, it's very interesting. Because you have this guy who is competent, who knows he is competent, who knows he can do well. He sees this girl, he finds her beautiful, he finds something worthwhile in what he is doing after seeing this girl, and he continues to do what he is doing now with that new sense of fulfillment. And he never tells her, because did he have to tell her? As I guess what I would ultimately have to think about. Did he have to tell her that she was such a big deal to him? Yeah, probably not. No, Ishiki is such an easygoing guy that you get to this point where he knows what this girl has done for him, but he doesn't. Well, it's really an issue of soliciting advice. Whether or not, if she never made any effort to talk to him, he would just go about his way. I find it interesting. I find Ishiki very interesting, and it's more interesting when you consider why he hadn't extended the olive branch to her before, why he didn't cross this bridge before, why did it take up to this point, and then you would realize, well, the only thing that makes sense is that he didn't do it simply because it never came up or she never brought it up. It's also like telling that he had this opinion of her, that he thought she was beautiful, and he never acted on it. Which just, it does speak to how, I guess you could say, how satisfied he is with his current life, that he doesn't feel like he needs to grab for more. It's very interesting. I'm thinking about it, and like this kind of perspective is like one of those ideals that people would try to live up to. and it's just neat to see it here occurring with Ishiki. And the thing is, like, it's not one of those things that's going to be overt. It's not one of those things that's going to be popping out. I think like the most pop out thing that Ishiki's done here is that he's called the girl beautiful. But beyond that, I don't think there's anything that you're going to really be able to glean from that character unless you like start wondering or asking the whys he didn't do this earlier. Anyway, let's move on from that point. I really enjoy it, but moving on. The other Ishiki related point that I thought was very interesting was just his perspective or his history with being a genius. And there's a nice little twist there that his family was of the point like, yes, Ishiki, you're smart. What you're doing, you should be able to do it. And it's a very interesting perspective again with Ishiki, that they expect him to do above and beyond what a normal person can do. And even when he does, they don't reward it because that should be his normal. Or I'm paraphrasing, but that's... Man, that's a pretty sucky way of... That's a pretty sucky childhood. That's all I can say. Like, not praising your kid because your kid just did what was totally within his realm of possibility. I mean, it's like, if I had a kid, would I praise the kid for being able to make a sandwich? It's like, well, I'll praise him for being able to feed himself. That's definitely something that's worth praise. Not many people can make a sandwich. You'd be surprised. But yeah, again, Ishiki is just presenting a lot of really interesting things. Anyway, on the cooking side of things, what I found very funny was that the judges are having like the time of their life figuring out what Ishiki's doing. I'm not going to go into the complication of the ingredients. They're just having such a good time though. We see them, and then Ishiki's just there having his little chat with Nene. It's funny how he doesn't even care. Well, that's a bit strong word. He does care, but it's funny how this girl is taking up more of his time, and you know, he does still cut in to like say like, well, this is what I did, but he turns back to Nene and is just like, yeah, you're beautiful, and it's just funny. Again, this is just the confidence of Ishiki. The Ishiki's confidence in general is just so up there that him doing this is just I'm really, yeah, I'm into the character. Moving on from that though, we get Anne going in and she's just pretty much tidying up the metaphor for us. We see the image, it's the knight versus the dancer, and the dancer just made cracks in his armor. And you know, I'm looking at it and I'm sad because I don't know, man. I don't know how this is gonna go down. Like, cracks in an armor. Oh yeah, what's gonna happen? The armor breaks and all of a sudden there's a buff Tsukasa under there. You never know. It's Shokugeki no Soma. Who knows what they're gonna do with the metaphor? But I want Ishiki to win. I'm so hoping that he has like some kind of secret side dish that he's just waiting. He's holding it there and waiting for the people to just finish tasting so he can just bring it out. But who knows? Maybe that won't happen. Oh, if it did though, I'd be very happy. Anyway, yeah. Shokugeki no Soma, Ishiki and Nene's little moment. Ishiki just pretty much told her that she's the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. If even, you know, at the very least, even if Ishiki loses here, at least he set this girl straight, and that's something worthwhile. At the end of the day, it's just cooking, right? Like, what's gonna happen if these guys lose? What's gonna happen? Oh, the culinary world changes. Yeah, okay. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure business... I mean, look, it's a capitalist market. I'm sure the market will, like, self-correct if it really comes down to it. Like, if Azami wants to make it so that common people can't eat at restaurants, I am sure that the market will correct him hardcore. It's not a big deal. Like, there's really nothing at stake other than these kids' education. And actually, even then, at the beginning of the whole Shokugeki no Soma, they said that even getting, I guess, considered for Totsuki was enough to set someone's career in the culinary world. So, considering that, you know, even if Ishiki loses, hey, at least he fixed his childhood friend. Or not, didn't fix her, but at least he made her feel better. Anyway, let's end it there. Guys, thanks for watching. This is the Ishiki chapter. I loved it. And yeah, let me know what you thought down below. Till next time, I hope you have a great day.